A little sweet angel poked me on my shoulder to remind me of this special date, November 24, 2024, and their urgent message. Hello and welcome to Nice Surprise Tarot. Greetings from your Lady G. And before you choose your card, let me check about the meaning of the numbers 24 that appears twice in this date and the number 11. Let's begin.
And let's begin with number 11. In numerology, the number 11 is not just any number, it's considered a master number. This means that it carries a heightened level of spiritual significance and a unique vibration. It's like a cosmic door that opens to spiritual awareness and inner wisdom. Number 11 symbolizes finding one's true calling, letting go of negative connections, and embracing intuition. It also represents a spiritual awakening, encouraging positive thinking, manifestation, and using unique skills to contribute to the world. It can also be referred to as the illuminator or teacher. Now we continue with the number 24 that appears 2 times in this date. According to numerology, the number 24 is lucky and can bring wealth, health, happiness, and prosperity. So we have a double luck. Number 24 also signals a path to success, promoting balance, harmony, partnership, stability, protection, passion, and clear direction. It also emphasizes soul purpose and action needed to turn your dreams into reality. A spiritual number that encourages balance, peace, and awareness. Finally, if we add up the numbers for 24, we will get 6, which in the tarot major arcana is the card of the lovers. And for 11, we get the number 2, which in the tarot major arcana is the card of the high priestess. The lovers are all about your choices and your romantic love. It may signify a sexual attraction, but also a perfect union in general. This card will urge you to reach true harmony and love with others, but also within yourself. Understand yourself, your moral code, and your life values. This will bring harmony and balance to your life. The High Priestess, on the other hand, is filled with good intuition, mystery and sensuality, but also with a common sense. You should listen to your gut feelings and read the signs and symbols that the universe is sending to you. And now is the time for you to choose your card. There are 3 different groups in front of me here, 3 different cards. Use your intuition to choose one of these 3 groups. They may appeal to you visually as pretty, or you will feel a magnetic pull towards one of them, or one of them will just stand out in any other way. Your intuition will take you to your pile, because the pile will contain all of the relevant information for you. Your intuition knows exactly what you need to hear, what information you need to receive right now. It may attract you visually, energetically, like you feel different temperature, or they will just glow differently to you. Anything that makes them stand out, that will tell you which group is yours. Don't worry if you find yourself attracted to 2 of those piles. This means that you need to hear some or complete information of both piles, so listen to them both. Generally speaking, sometimes you may not be ready for what is coming. If you have a feeling that the information doesn't make sense at all, First, have in mind that this is a general reading, so not all of the information is for everyone. And second, you may simply need to sleep on it and see it again tomorrow. Your soul is trying to convey the message to you, and your soul knows what you need now. You will find timestamps in the description box to easily navigate throughout the video and skip to your personal prediction and the message you need to hear right now. The message that will trigger certain thoughts and emotions that your soul needs on its journey right now. In order to help you with your decision, I will tell you a little bit about the crystals going with each group. For the group number 1, we have this beautiful rose quartz crystal. So if you find yourself drawn to group number 1 or to this rose quartz crystal, then that is going to be your message and your reading. This crystal will help you with reaching unconditional love and infinite peace, fostering deep inner healing and self-love. For the group number 2, we have amethyst crystal. So if you find yourself drawn to the group number 2 or to this amethyst, then that is going to be your message and your reading. This crystal alleviates sadness and grief and dissolves negativity. Amethyst activates spiritual awareness, opens intuition, and enhances psychic abilities. For this group number 3, we have this beautiful turquoise crystal. So if you find yourself drawn to group number 3 or to this turquoise crystal, then that is going to be your message and your reading. Turquoise has a rich history of being associated with protection, healing, success, and good fortune. It is believed to promote positive energy, assist with communication, enhance creativity, and bring balance and spiritual grounding. Some people say that it can even save your life. Take your time. If you need, pause the video and then find the pile that you are the most drawn to. If you need, use the timestamps given below in the description to easily navigate throughout the video. And let's go ahead and begin with today's Pick a Card reading. And hello and welcome to my beautiful group number 1. My dear group number 1, we people are creatures of habit. We enjoy in the familiar. And many times we persuade ourselves that we enjoy in things or people that no longer bring to us neither the pleasure nor the benefit with their presence. Clearly, their time in our lives had passed. It is over. Understand it. They should have been long gone from our life. And we still cling on to them. Some of us out of fear, what will I do? I will be lonely. Some of us because of being used to them. And some of us both. What we certainly need to do is to detach. So you will ask me, what will help someone who is paralyzed by fear or doesn't know what they will do with their empty space left after cutting what is no longer necessary in their life? There is one thing, and this thing was present throughout the centuries for you and for your ancestors. This thing is called faith, as you can clearly see on this beautiful card. How many times have you been through hell and something or someone helped you to get through it? Or even you yourself, you have found the necessary courage, strength and energy to leave this negative situation behind. This is proof and evidence that you can do it once again if necessary. Even without any proof, what will you lose if you believe it?
and you do the best you can to improve the situation. Simply assess it, make the necessary changes, and see the results. And that, combined with a little bit of faith and positive energy, you will manifest exactly what you need to do at this time. So keep your faith in order to succeed in detaching from what is no longer useful and needed in your life. Let me tell you, I know how it feels when the life gets difficult, when you face loss and you need to have strength to face each and every new day. Sometimes, before things get better, they become worse. If we welcome them calmly, knowing that they will sooner or later be over, the universe will work on our behalf. So instead of running away from a situation, thinking that people are very funny sometimes, you can't run away from what is in your head. It is there and it will wait for you and your attention patiently. What we need to do first is to accept the situation. It is here, so what do we do now? Once you accept the situation, then it is starting to change. And how do we accomplish that? By releasing what is no longer necessary in our lives. Again, you may have to realize you live your life in the moment in order to be able to release, to not feel sorry for the things you missed in the past. You should live in the moment and enjoy everything that happens to you. Everything. So that when one day the need to release something arrives, and believe me, I know this day will arrive several times in your life, you can feel content that you have seen it all. You felt everything that your soul needed. And you can say, it's fine. I learned the lesson. I let you go with love and with gratitude. So, how will you practice the acceptance again? By releasing what no longer belongs on your soul journey. Sometimes, my dear group number 3, life is simply demanding from us to be tough, especially if you are surrounded by people that are maybe merciless on one hand, or so tender and fragile on the other hand. One has no choice but to toughen up and suppress all the sorrow in order to continue with life's daily activities. And what happens then? Each day is a struggle. Each and every day is a big battle. You know how some people say, ever since he or she is gone from my life, regardless of whether they are deceased or simply left them, I have not seen a day of contentment. I can't have it without him or without her. And how could they, with all those feelings that are stuck deep inside of them, that are suppressed? And let me tell you, there are examples of people going through horrible things in their lives, and they still managed to live a happy life filled with contentment. You will ask, how do they do it? Simply by feeling the grief. There is no other way. I know it is not pleasant, but it is necessary if you want to be content ever again. There are 5 stages of grieving one should go through: denial, anger, bargaining, depression, and acceptance. And if you would like to learn more about those, you can watch my video with the reading Clear Your Vision, Bring Your Power Back. Pick a card. I will leave a link at the end of this video. So, how will you practice contentment, my dear group number 3? By grieving for everything that you have ever lost, so that you can feel it, heal it, and be ready for new, important, and valuable experiences in your life. So to summarize, for my group number 1, you will practice detachment by developing strong faith. You will practice acceptance by releasing what is no longer necessary on your path, and you will practice contentment by grieving what you have lost in the past. And now we will continue with the other deck and with few more questions for my beautiful group number 1. I see you, my dear group number 1, as Scarlett O'Hara in Gone with the Wind, making one determined decision: I shall never be hungry again. This could happen not only to those hungry for food. People may lack love, attention, understanding, knowledge, recognition for what they achieved. Whatever has been cut from you in the childhood. You may indeed come from a poor background, so you decided to change the situation for you and for your dear people. Or even if you were born with a silver spoon in your mouth, there was someone who gave you the message that you're not enough. Maybe it wasn't them. Maybe you were the one. You were that inexperienced mind and soul, and maybe you made that conclusion yourself. Regardless of the reason, I see you deciding to make contribution in this life by doing everything necessary to reach glory, to earn that money and fame, and to use them for a good cause. Firstly, to show those people that they were wrong, and more importantly, to show yourself that you can. And most importantly, to help those that come after you to never, ever have the feelings that you had to face. I'm here to tell you that although you can't save anyone from the path they have to go through in their life, your intention and your hard work to achieving glory is admirable. Your unique skills will help you achieve your goal, my dear group number 1. You are a beautiful soul filled with soft, kind, and tender emotions. People see you as an angel of happiness and luck, lighting up the space wherever you appear. You have a quality of making people feel good in your presence. You find the best in everyone around. You focus on this and show people how to produce more of that. That is making them happy, but also everyone around them. You are like the good fairy godmother. Stay that way. You, my dear soul, you have concluded early on in your life that it is easy to love and support the good, pretty, and nice people. So you, with your healing hands, decided to be supporting wind for those that had been through hell. Those that people will throw stones at, to help them incorporate their shadow side, accept it in order to become whole and continue their life differently. Of course, you know that some of them may want to harm your light. But who on this earth and in this universe could cover the light with darkness? The light will always outshine even the worst of situations. You have faith, and you will continue helping them. Your heroes may not be those in shining armors, but you know that the strong and mighty souls will walk the hardest of paths because they're filled with knowledge and they're filled with wisdom. According to you, my dear group number 1, meaningful relationships are born starting out of poverty. So the contrast. Other people may fear and run away on the first sign of so-called negativity, but not you. You know that everything is changing in life, is circling. So in order to learn the lessons, you must face adversities first. This will help you develop stamina, to become stronger, to develop faith. And most importantly, this will help you to empathize with people going through the difficult stages in their lives. Let's say welcome to the beautiful group number 2. Thank you for all your support. And let's see, here we have victim, completion, and confusion. Seeing this card, the victim, my dear group number 2, all I can hear in my head is you can do it, you can detach, you're not a tree. All right, let's see. Hidden deep inside of you is a little child, little scared child, my dear group number 2. If you could only comprehend how big, enormous, unbelievably limitless and powerful energy you are, my dear group number 2, you will know that this is so strange. And yet, there is a hidden, suppressed energy that was rightfully born out of some dangerous situation that happened long time ago. You did not release it, and being this strong and mighty being, you gave it focus, attention, importance, energy, and you grow this monster to huge proportions, totally unnecessary. So what do we do in life with energies we don't like around? First of all, we accept that they exist. We acknowledge them. You're here, welcome. It is here. And therefore, I, for the small or big chunk of my life, have a role of a victim.
To develop your quality of detachment from unnecessary things in life, you have to admit that you have taken this role of a victim and, more importantly, to make a decision that you no longer wish to be that. You have all the so-called hardware and software provided the day you were born, like the greatest people on this planet. You can change your perception of things by deliberately focusing on things that help you in your life, that you love in your life, give you good energy in life. Or if you can't do that on your own, you can always ask for help, whether from the kind people, close people around you, or you can simply go and search for professional help to get through this situation. At the end of the day, we have all chosen to go through certain feelings and situations in life in order to learn the lesson and improve. And this is that time for you, my dear group number 2, to learn these lessons, and this is the lesson of detachment. You see, my darlings, everything that exists on this earth goes to various repeating cycles. How many times we will say we have days and nights, ebbs and flows, good and bad, hot and cold, summer, winter, born, growing, completing life. We people are naturally happy and supportive to new existing beings. But strangely, we are not equally enthusiastic when we need to complete something, except for the school year and the Friday in the office, that is. Why do we love and support the baby so much, and we fear and distance ourselves as much as possible from the old age? Why are we filled with energy of enthusiasm when we start a project and we don't ever want it to end? And why do we have only love in our eyes at the beginning of the relationship, but we don't accept when it really should end? Each and every cycle is as normal and as important as the other ones. So the completion of things is also very much important. We can practice acceptance in our lives only by giving value to each life cycle, like accepting the completion in order to give space for the new to arrive. To conclude, dear group number 2, you will practice acceptance by valuing the finishing point of everything you begin. Very often in our lives, we go through our big number of activities without focus and attention. This is how anything can draw our attention and affect our thoughts, feelings, and decisions without being aware that it wasn't us, or it wasn't our decision to go and develop in that direction. After a while of accepting the position of a leaf in the sea of energies, it is only inevitable to finally face our third card, called confusion. Running on the path without focus and attention, being triggered by various energies, changing direction whenever being prompted, will contribute towards even forgetting who you are and what you want. What is your goal in this life?
And it is only natural that such life will bring you anything but contentment. In order to practice contentment, my dear group number 2, you have to accept that you are confused. Sit down with your journal, or if it's easier for you, with a trusted friend or a professional, and go back to the time, usually in childhood, when you clearly knew what is near and dear to your heart. There was no confusion at that time. I want to be a singer. I want to be an artist. I want to be a pilot. You knew then that everything is possible. We do everything in order to have certain feelings. Find it, feel it, and the road towards clarity will recreate by itself. So to practice contentment, group number 2, you need to accept and clear your confusion. And now let's summarize the first part of the reading for my dear group number 2. You will practice detachment by accepting that you have taken on a role of a victim at some point in life. You can practice acceptance by acknowledging the importance and influence of the stage of completion in everything you do. And to practice contentment, you will sometimes have to accept that you're confused and reach for a helpful hand or make efforts yourself to clear this confusion. And with this, I finished the first part of the reading, and we will continue with the second part. I see so much energy of fire in you, my dear group number 2. Some of you may be fire signs in the zodiac, like Aries, Leo, or Sagittarius. You're not afraid to roll up your sleeves and start working. Most of all, you're not afraid of the hard work. Most of you will have energy and run a marathon until the very end and the completion of things. You would not tolerate starting a new thing without seeing successful ending of the previous ones. You would like to be remembered by the number of achievements in your life, but those good, visible and measurable end products of your hard work. And unlike most of the people, you actually really and truly enjoy that stage of creating, regardless of how difficult it is. That is because you know that whatever comes your way, you are even bigger, stronger, and better, and you can do it. You can be a good mentor, an excellent leader that will show the way for those that come after them. Your qualities, my dear group number 2, are those of people who left a significant influence in the development of this planet. Obviously, for these results, you should have been gifted with some unique skills. Here again, I see the quality of fire, that strong and driving force necessary to begin anything on this earth. You're strong and filled with energy and life like the little sprout. You're one of those that will go first to give a helping hand to those in trouble, or to start building a house, or to initiate a project to help build more important things in the community. You have the mental, spiritual, and emotional capacity to tackle almost any challenge people face in life. Is it easy? Is it simple? No, of course not. But people like you know that there is no limit to human intelligence and strength. All it takes is to make a decision and have a focused attention. And you possess it all, my dear group number 2. You may be one of those that appreciate kind and selfless love in people. But then who doesn't? We would all enjoy the gift of unconditional love given by the right people. Judging by the first 2 cards, I'm more inclined to believe that your heroes are those people with intelligence, with sharp focus and clarity. Those capable leaders having the quality of making a good strategy based on careful observations and listening to their gut feelings, but also having a talent to conduct the activities by achieving the best possible results with minimum effort. This is a rare blend of qualities, and it is only clear why you could respect and look up to people with such qualities. You, my dear group number 2, are souls that value only the deepest of qualities. When speaking of the relationships, it is not different than the other areas in your life. And especially here, you strive to give your best. You expect and give to those around you only the best. Sometimes people are surprised when you ask them for something, for some favor. They simply can't understand that you would give the same to them at any time, or you would give them even more. All they need to do is to ask. You would give them the world. You know that you are valuable, and you accept and respect the right of people around you to be just as valuable and worthy of the best there is. So, to sum up the second part of the reading for the dear group number 2, you would like to make the best possible contribution with clear evidence to this life. Your fiery energy makes your unique skills and help you make initiatives and start number of activities. Your heroes are people who know how to make a good strategy, bring a good decision, and make it work, and you're ready to give the world to your loved ones and to any relationships actually you have, and you expect the same in return. And this was the message that group number 2 needed to hear. Bye. We all know the stage when we are so much in love with someone that we are ready to replace our entire world with their presence and their sweet and magical love. And some of us know that if we exaggerate with any kind of energy at all, we will make the full circle and reach the opposite of this energy. So to appreciate the way the things are, we should strive to avoid to be clingy and needy, regardless of all the pleasure and satisfaction this situation, people, or thing may provide for us. Is it easy? Nope. It's rather bittersweet experience Those of us aware of how the things work will accept this bittersweet option, and no matter how much they want or need something, will detach themselves. There is another moment here, and that is in having faith that the universe will support you no matter what happens, as well as having full confidence in your own capabilities to create a diversified, rich life so that you don't have to attach closely to that one person, stuff, or experience. So the group number 3, you will practice detachment by accepting that it will sometimes be a bittersweet experience. But we need to do it anyway in order to respect the energy laws. And since this is the way to first show and confirm to us, and then to the universe, that we have full faith in our capabilities and the universe's great support. So we don't need to attach to whatever we want or need in our lives. The following card we received is complacency. In order to understand how complacency can influence our acceptance of things, let's dive a little bit into the meaning of this concept. You know the situation when the kids in the house are going the wrong way? Obviously, the parents will do their best to change the kids' course of action, but if the children are mostly influenced by their friends and negative environment, they will use even greater force to keep the situation as it is. And after many unsuccessful battles, the parents feel overwhelmed and burned out. Their body and mind give up, they surrender. But nobody likes to accept a defeat. So they lie to themselves that situation is not as serious as it seems. It is really alright. This may also impact workplaces and employees, manifesting as a false sense of security. You believe that you're unaffected, you are lowering your guard, you lose concentration, and learn to live unaware of the danger around you. And let's face it, the psychological impact of complacency can be subtle, yet very powerful. This can lead to loneliness, lack of purpose and meaning in life, resentment towards partner, and even depression. If you accept being a part of complacent relationship, this could lead you to a low self-esteem and overall well-being. To make conclusion, you can practice acceptance. Dear group number 3, by acknowledging that the whole purpose of accepting a certain negative situation is to acknowledge its presence and influence it in opposite direction, which means to avoid complacency. In searching for ways of practicing contentment, I get the card gossip. Oops. I was driven to call it something that should be avoided, but then remembered the yin-yang sign, the good and bad, and the bad in everything good. So I said, let's contemplate a little bit. After all, people have always used gossip since the dawn of time. They did it in order to build bonds, trust, to cooperate. Gossip can certainly be used with good and bad intentions.
we tend to see the negative side of it most of the time. And although it is important to be mindful of its potential downsides, let's see a few situations when it could be, well, good. How many times you came back from work and sat down to eat together with your partner, and very soon you begin to gossip? After the difficult day, this is a wonderful way to release pressure and to build a stronger connection to each other, as well as intimacy and bonding, which will improve your relationship. How many times you start to laugh after exchanging opinions on different people and situations? That is certainly healthy. You know that you are included somewhere into some group and feel like part of the group when people feel free to gossip in your presence. Gossip and the gossip's purpose at its core, it's to circulate information about others and friends. And they know when it is done with a positive intention, especially when the news shared is good. Sometimes it happens that a colleague from the HR or from a different department provides you with a confidential information that will help you being promoted. This is still while gossiping about what is going on in the company and sharing useful information. And this is how it works. The key is to use gossip for the improvement of your group. This means that you can practice contentment even by gossiping, meaning mostly by sharing the good news that will help your group or people to improve, to build better bonds. So to summarize the first part for my dear group number 3, you can practice detachment by accepting that this could be a bittersweet situation and do it anyway. You can practice acceptance by understanding that if we have negative situation, we accept it in order to change it and avoid complacency. And you can practice contentment by using gossip in order to improve the group you belong to. And let's continue with the second part of this beautiful message from your spirit guides for my group number 3. I received that you, my dear group number 3, are mostly practical, down-to-earth people with fair share of intellectual activities and emotions. You need a bit of motivation in the field of physical activities to move and accomplish a bit more. You would like to manifest a lot of things, a lot of riches in your life. You enjoy in fine, elegant stuff in life, and you believe that this universe is abundant. So your intention to get rich is driven by both enjoyment of fine stuff as well as serving as an example to the world that this universe indeed is abundant, and whatever you can reach is also available to the rest of the world. It is only a matter of accepting the privilege and the obligation and responsibility to achieve it. So, you will contribute to this world by sharing the mighty
an optimistic view that this universe is abundant and each and every one of us possesses the necessary skills and energy to influence the manifestation of good stuff in their life. To reach this, you will be supported by your unique qualities, your unique skills of being childlike, with your never-ending energy, your enthusiasm, your I can mentality, your the sky is the limit attitude. These skills will help you become recognized and wanted in many groups and on various projects, and they will certainly make you accomplish the impact and contribution you wish to make in life. If you are not already, you will become rich and powerful. Judging by your wishes, it is only natural that your heroes are also part of a successful and business world group. You're ready to take the world by storm. And it is clear what kind of people could achieve this. People filled with mission, vision, inspiration, energy, and determination to succeed. Luckily, there are plenty of people in this world ready to share their knowledge and experience with those that are maybe less experienced but share the same mentality. You will encounter many of your heroes. You will even outgrow them and repay them when they will need support too. You know, my dear group number 3, that meaningful relationships are not a bed of roses. Where could be the lesson here? We don't meet and make relationships with people only for the sake of enjoying the good life and fun and joy with them. We all enter each relationship being affected by previous relationships, and this is how we attract each other. As beautiful mirrors, we reflect to each other what we need to address. Having different lenses, so to say, or having been built in different environment and with different active genes, it is obvious that sometimes we see the world differently. And whatever we do may and will, and sometimes even should, negatively affect the other person. For how can the other person decide to make action if they're not triggered to do something that was previously invisible for them? Or how could they possibly respect and appreciate good things in life if they never encountered the bad influence and behavior? Yes, sometimes it is painful, sometimes it will be very unpleasant, but it will be useful and necessary. So, unlike many of us, you, group number 3, are pretty down to earth and realistic, and you know that we should love and appreciate the good stuff as much as the bad stuff in our lives, since they all serve a purpose. And before I close the reading for my group number 3, let me quickly recap the second part of the reading. You, my dear group number 3, would like to grow, become rich and abundant in order to enjoy the fine stuff that you enjoy,
and to share it with the people you love, but also to serve as an example to the rest of the world that this is achievable for us all. Your unique skills will support you, and those are the childlike enthusiasm and energy, your choice to see the good in people in every situation. Your heroes are practical leaders and mentors, those that make things turn around and get results, and you see the relationships as having worth when they include both good and bad, since you're aware that we are all different and have a different path, but know pretty well that we are here all together and we attract each other to serve as mirrors in order to help to look at our shadows and clear and heal them. So this was the message you needed to hear today from your spiritual guides, my beautiful group number 3. Thank you and bye.
And this is all for today. I hope you enjoyed the experience, will understand and accept the messages from your spiritual guides, and I certainly hope that you will like the video and subscribe to Night Surprise Tarot. See you again. Ciao!